Finding a summer camp for your child can be tough, and here with some advice on how to find the right one is camp expert Nancy Forman. Welcome, Nancy.
Good to have you. I love this. I don't know if you heard it, but it was the classic "Hello, Mata, hello, Fada." Here I am at campground. So, why is this experience so? Let's say critical, but it's very valuable for children.
Extremely valuable.
Yeah.
So first of all, camping has changed a lot since maybe you guys went camping. Yeah. It's very, very different now. It used to be, you know, hot dogs and Hello Mother and that was it, okay?
Yeah.
Now it's very, very different. There's all kinds of camps out there, and why it's so important is for children, it really helps to develop their interpersonal skills. It teaches them how to get along. For example, if they're in a dining room and they're passing food, you know, they have to wait, they should clean up. They learn how to clean up after themselves. They learn how to make their bed after they have to, you know?
Right.
And what a nice thing. They come home and it's kind of, you know, it's kind of in them now. And so...
Well, they have to at our house too, but it never worked.
It never worked.
Because it's like, why not? Why does it work at camp and not at home? But how do you know when your child is ready to go away to camp? Because as a parent, I found it very difficult to put them on that bus or to leave them there.
Well, that's because you weren't ready.
Well, I'm a smother.
But when are they ready?
Yeah, when are they ready?
Okay, so hold on. So tongue in cheek, but you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
We'll come back to that. Okay.
So how do we know?
You know your child is ready. Now, typically, you know, very generally speaking, kids in the 2nd to 3rd grade are starting to think about camp, okay? Maybe their friends are doing it, maybe their siblings or whatever. First of all, they should be able to manage a routine by themselves. You know, they should be able to manage if somebody else is telling them what to do it without mom being around.
Right.
They should be able to take care of themselves, be able to verbalize if they have a need or if something's wrong, that kind of thing. Okay, so you kind of know that it's a good time to start exploring camp.
Well, then let's go to I guess what we were referring to is the homesick part of it, whether it's they're homesick or we're homesick for them.
Right.
How do you handle that?
Okay. Homesickness is very natural, okay? It's a very normal thing, and many times they're going to get homesick. And so you're going to talk to them after they've been at camp for a day or two, and they're like, you know, hey, come pick me up. And a mom's knee-jerk reaction is, okay, I'm going to hop in the car.
They're quick.
Don't. Stop. Okay, stop. You know, what you want to do is say, okay, listen, let's wait a couple days. Let's ride this out a couple days. I'm going to call you on Friday. If you still feel the same, I'll come and pick you up. What's going to happen is 90% of the time, they're going to have so much fun. They're going to get relaxed in that it was acknowledged. They're not a fail because they said they're homesick. They're relaxed enough to enjoy camp. They're going to have a blast, and it's not going to happen, and they're going to ride it out. If they can't ride it out, if they're not happy, and the director calls you and just says, you know what, your daughter or your son is just not ready, fine. So you pick them up, and you know what? Next year, you try again. Either way, it's going to be a success, because if that happens and they come back next year, they've had this experience. It's not so scary. It's not so unknown.
Is it sort of? Is there a policy that if they go for 2 days and you spent all this money,
can you get your money back?
Your money back if they're homesick? So they're staying.
No, it's a commitment.
What do you do? What do you do about siblings? Like, is it good to send siblings to the same camp, siblings that are close, or should you split them out so they get their own independence?
That's a personal choice. Okay, so sometimes it's good. Sometimes parents want that. Some parents don't. So that's a personal choice.
Okay.
You know, and there's different kinds of camps. Sometimes there's camps that are brother-sister camps. So they're in camp and they're not together all the time, but then they have times where they do get to see each other at meals or whatever, you know. So there's different kinds of options.
How do you know what camp that's good, the best for your child? How do you seek those out? What do you ask for? What do you do?
Okay, so first of all, you kind of have to get a sense, and you'd be amazed. There's so many options, and parents have no clue what to do, right? So you need to know, like, what's your child into? You know, is your child real sporty, real competitive? Is he more artistic? You know, is he quiet, or is he very competitive? You know, that kind of thing. So that's like number one, all right? So you see, okay, we want these activities. Oh, wow, you'd like to horseback ride, or you've been horseback. We're looking for a camp with horses, you know, that kind of thing.
Sure.
So you kind of narrow it down by, you know, the activities. And then, of course, there's logistics, you know, your time frame. You may not be able to go when the camps are available. And some camps are full summer camps. That may not work for you.
Do you look for ones that are well established, that have a great reputation, or
Of course.
you don't go to like a brand new one, or?
That's a tough call. You know, that's a judgment call, and I would really recommend that you actually see the camp and you talk to the directors, because it might be a new camp, but maybe the director came from another very established 20 years of experience, and this is his new, so, you know,
you can tour them? You can like call up the camp and say, I want to come and do a walkthrough?
Absolutely, you make an appointment and you can tour, absolutely.
And if they don't,
the year before.
I stuck with the camps that were good. If my kids really liked them, I just stayed with them year after year.
But did they keep it fresh for them?
Yeah.
Or was it the same?
Typically, they have different activities. Like they'll have like a level 1, or they'll have a theme to the camp. And I like sending both of my kids together because it kind of helped with the assimilation. Because if they weren't comfortable, at least they had someone that they were comfortable with, they were familiar with. And then it made me feel good as a mom because the older one could speak for the other one or make sure that things were going well with him.
Comfort zone there.
Yeah, it really was. I like that.
How are camp experts in this? How do they guide parents in finding?
Camp X, this is what we do. This is what we live and breathe, okay? We have over 900 different programs, camp expert offices all over the world. We work very, very closely together. We send our kids to these camps. We go to the camps ourselves. That's part of what I do every summer is visit these programs. We all do. It's like our own internal trip advisors. You know, we share the information. We send our kids, we send our friends' kids, and we're very connected to the experiences of people that we've
I was
sent
wondering,
in the
are there
past.
elements that you like to see in successful camps, good camps? Are there any special elements that they all kind of share in common?
Well, certainly, you know, they need to be very safe. The directors are so important because it's their philosophy, it's their, you know, approach that's going to really, I think, you know, kind of, it's going to make the feel of the camp, you know. So that's why it's really important, I think.
If you need more or look for more information, which I'm going to do because I know where to start on
Please
this,
do.
campexperts.com is the place to go.